Hi, folks. Hello, Poland. Great to see you. Will Jones, Dr. Epiphone, here at 2017 Winter NAMM in sunny Anaheim, California, but it's actually rainy today. Let me show you some new stuff we have here at our Epiphone portion of the booth. We have, in the Kramer land here for the shredders, we got an SM1 with EMGs and a candy red. Got your Floyd and all the goodies there. SM1, you know what that stands for. Also, the much anticipated and longed for and waited for limited edition Brendon Small Snow Falcon. Look at this two-tone paint there. It is so beautiful. It has Gibson USA burst bucker pickups with coil switching. That coil switch works both pickups because your tone knob is also the kill pot. Kill switch built into the guitar. Limited edition. It also comes with a matching white fitted gig bag. Gorgeous limited edition Brendon Small Snow Falcon. Also for metal fans, if you're a fan of Mastodon, you'll know who Brett Hines is. And Brett Hines Flying V Custom, here it is. It's got his own signature Lace USA Hammer Claws humbucker pickups in it. Lovely silver burst, classic paint job on it. Got some big old frets on it, and look at the back of the headstock. Sorry, I'm running off from the camera. Look at it, there's got a logo on the back of the headstock. Of course, she's set neck through. Gorgeous, and it is a mean machine. And
that's the best guitar here.
Thank you very much. Right on. Thank you very much. This right here is the Firebird One, the Joe Bonamassa Firebird One, limited edition. If you don't have one now, you may not get one. If you want one, you better contact your authorized Epiphone dealer there in Poland and say, hey, can you get me one of these? Also, we have the limited edition inspired by 1955 Les Paul Custom. Check it out. This is the black edition, of course, a couple of years before humbuckers came along. So you got your black soap bars, this worn vintage finish on it. Satin, it looks like it's straight out of 1955, even with the aged toggle cap. Limited edition, set neck, got big old 50s neck on it. It's a substantial Les Paul. This thing has got some power. You can feel the power in it. The inspired by 1955 Les Paul Custom. Our Les Paul Special 2 is now given way to the newer version of the Les Paul Special Vintage Edition. We've skimped on nothing. It's all the great same features that you know and love. Our Alnico Classic pickups, lock tone, locking stop bar tailpiece and tunematic bridge, proprietary switch, jack, pots and stuff. But we have a nice vintage sheen finish on it here, more of an oak grain, and it actually looks even better than it ever has, I think. And it's still affordable. It's most people's first real Les Paul, and it has all the power of a Les Paul. And hey, Les Paul's still the king, baby. Also, this is a really interesting instrument. Thanks to our buddies over here at the Gibson Custom Shop. They came up with a nifty idea that we have now also jumped on board with. This is a Les Paul ES. Now, this is not a Les Paul that's been chambered out or hollowed out. It's an ES. It's actually built that way with a top, a back, and side rims. It just has a block support in there to hold that stop bar and tunematic up, but this is a actual full hollow body guitar with some wood down the center, of course, where it has to be. But this is really an ES. It's super duper light, and it sounds oh so sweet. The world's first ES Les Paul, and Epiphone has one now. We also have our inspired by 1966 Century. I'd call this sort of a cousin to the Casino. The body shape is quite different. It's also a floating bridge. It doesn't have the trapeze and adjustable tunematic. This is an adjustable floating bridge on it. It has our P90 Pro pickup in it, which is exactly like, constructed the same materials and exactly like the classic P90 Gibson pickups from decades past. But it's also got the nice vintage, called it Age Gloss Cherry. And we've also got a sunburst in this guitar as well. And it's, like I said, full hollow. And it's like a casino, but it's not. It's a different dynamic because of the fact that it's a floating bridge arch top, and the body shape is different. So it's different. If you're a casino fan and you have a casino, you have to get this guitar, because this will also make other tones that other guitars can't make. Now, as far as getting other guitars that you've got to have, you're going to have some of the Masterbuilt Centuries. We have a new line of guitar here. These are all acoustic electric arch tops. They're arch top acoustic electric guitars. There's 3 sizes. We have 14.5-inch wide Olympics. They're all solid wood tops. Solid tops. This has mahogany back and sides. Notice floating bridge with a Shadow Nanoflex HD pickup embedded in the floating bridge. Straight string pull tailpiece there on the guitar. Your controls for volume and tone are in the F-hole there. Same thing in this color. Now, there's a middle size I call Mama Bear. This is the Epiphone Zenith. It's 16 inches wide. Falling snowflake inlay, a little fancier. Flame maple back and sides. You can't see it so well in here in this lighting with the VS. So let's go to the round hole version of the Zenith. And you can see in the Vintage Natural, you can see the flamey maple back and sides a lot better. Like I said, it comes both ways as either an F-hole or a round hole. The F-hole is called the Zenith Classic. And this is just this Masterbuilt Century Zenith, of course. And they also come in both finishes, the Vintage Sunburst and the lovely Vintage Natural. And also, like the Zenith, the big boy here, the 17-inch Deluxe, also has the flame maple back and sides. And like this guitar, has the 5-piece neck on the back. Notice how on all of these guitars, we've replicated our 1930s pickup tuner covers, but inside this is our 18-to-1 ratio new Vintage Deluxe tuner, which is even higher quality and more accurate than anything we've put on guitars before. So these things are just like the stuff that's in our museum of the stuff that we've made since the day that this was the progenitor of every guitar in here. And these are all classic Epiphone models and designs, and that it's our heritage. We're just doing what we did again, but now we have the technology without the magnetic pickup. Instead of a jazz box, this is what it was supposed to be, an acoustic guitar that when amplified still sounds like the acoustic guitar it's supposed to sound like. And these things are loud. They're cannons. They're amazing. The big jumbo guy here, the Deluxe, round hole and stuff, 17 inches wide. These things are loud. They will. The F-holes, I think, cut through really well, and I think the round holes have just so much bottom end and warmth, and they're just all amazing. I mean, how can you choose one? It's kind of hard. Again, flame maple back and sides. The Deluxe comes as the round hole, the F-hole, and it comes in, of course, the Vintage Natural finishes as well. So those are the Masterbuilt Century guitars. We have the Pro One collection, the world's first guitars designed to be easier to play. Shorter scale, thinner neck, bigger frets, smaller strings, dual action truss rod sealed on the inside of the guitar. The guitar is thinner, 18-to-1 ratio tuners, lovely headstock badge. We string through tailpiece, scratch resistant pickguard. So many features, things that make this easier to play, easier to take care of, and it doesn't hurt your fingers as much when you're first learning to make those chords as a regular steel string can. We have a steel string. There's also a steel string with a solid top we don't have here, and this is the steel string solid top cutaway electric. There's also a nylon version and a 1.75-inch nut width. There's also one in 2 inches nut width, the Spanish Classic, it's sort of traditional classical, and there's a 3/4 size as well. And this also, like the others, has the thinner neck, thinner body, little shorter scale, bigger frets, just easier to play. Again, part of the Epiphone Pro One collection. And then we have a couple of banjos. I'll show you the new Stagebird 6-string for all the guitar players who've wanted to play banjo, but you didn't want to have to go to the trouble learning rolls. Here's your 6-string. You pick it up and play any of your guitar riffs on here, and instantly you can play banjo. That's right. It's got you plug this thing in. There's your volume. It's already electrified. The pickup's built into it. Nice Remo head on it. It looks really nice on stage. It's a pretty instrument. Many Grover tuners on there, so she stays in tune. It's a guitar, it's a banjo. I'm confused, but it's our Epiphone Stagebird, new from Epiphone. Also, people have missed our MB250 over the years. Well, guess what? Here's our new Epiphone Mayfair 5-string banjo. It's got a brass bead tone ring on a real mahogany rim, mahogany back inside resonator. This is a real banjo. It's got the gravitas and the tone that you want. Lovely falling snowflake inlay. Again, historic Epiphone designs. Historic Epiphone headstock laminate. This looks like our original banjos from the late teens and the 1920s and 1930s when Epiphone had the first banjo patents in the U.S. and we were a trendsetter across the world in banjos. And this is our new Mayfair. And let me look at the back here. Isn't that cool? And again, it's affordable. It's kind of the replacement, you might say, for the MB250, of course, which I loved. And last but not least, back to the Masterbuilt line. This is also this is a Masterbuilt MM40L Mandolin. And notice it's got lovely tortoise binding all the way around it, which is a really nice look. Your F-style mandolin, tortoise binding. But look, it's got an oval sound hole, so it's going to sound different than your standard F-hole mandolin. It's gorgeous looking. It sounds gorgeous. Everybody here has played it all day. We all love it, and you will too. It's the Epiphone Masterbuilt MM40L mandolin, new from Epiphone. So that's the new stuff I've got here in Anaheim this year. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. And I hope to come back to Poland to see you guys soon. I tell people all the time how much I love Poland and the folks there. Y'all are wonderful. Hope to see you soon. Thanks again.